Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from 10 group. Here we are. We would like to present about teaching writing. Our group consists of me, my name is Himamul Falah, and then my friends Rangga, Tuwuh, Jatmiko. Yeah, the first is the definition of writing. The definition of writing, there are three definitions over there. The first is it is both a physical and a mental act. It means writing is the physical act of committing word or ideas to some medium, whether it is hieroglyphs, ink into parchment, or an email message typed into a computer. And then the second is it purpose to express and impress. It means writers typically serve to master themselves and their own desire to express an idea or feeling, also called the audience, who need to have ideas expressed in certain ways. And then the last is it is both a process and a product. It means the writer imagines or organizes or drafts or edits or reads. This process of writing is often cyclical and sometimes disorderly. And then the next is principle for teaching writing. There are three principles of teaching writing. The first is you have to understand your students' reason for writing. It is really important to understand both and to convey goals to students in ways that make sense to them. And then the second is provide many opportunities for students to write. It means writing almost always improve with practice. So you have to make more. You have to give your students a lot of chance to write. And then the third is make feedback helpful and meaningful. It means feedback need not always be written in the margin. You can experiment with different form. And then the last principle is clarify. Clarify for yourself and your students. It is how their writing will be evaluated. And then the next slide is the next is the general types of rubrics. There are three general types over there. The first type is non-weighted rubric. This type of rubrics provides the descriptions of writing quality by level across other writing criteria. And then the second type is weighted rubric. Weighted rubric is similar to the unweighted one, but it breaks the writing skills into categories and subcategories. And then the last type is holistic rubric. A holistic rubric describes in general terms the qualities of excellent or good or fair and unsatisfactory assignments. Yeah.
Okay, the next is classroom technique and tasks. Number one, invention techniques. There are brainstorming. Brainstorming can be done individually or in pairs of groups of students. In a brainstorming session, students list all the ideas they can think of related to a topic, either in writing or aloud, quickly and without much planning. And then word mapping. Word mapping is a more visual form of brainstorming. When the student create word maps, they begin without an idea at the top or center of a blank piece of a paper. They can think of related ideas or words and draw the relationship with a series of boxes, circles, and arrows. And then the next is quick writing. Quick writing is where students begin with a topic but then they write rapidly about it. You can give the student a time limit, usually in 10 or to 15 minutes, and instruct them to not erase or cross out the text to keep with writing without stopping. And then the next is writing. There are drafting, feedback, and revising. After students have developed their topics and ideas, it's time for them to write their first draft. And after the draft is handed in, the instructor can make comment, but only in keeping with the instructions given to students. Makes comments more on the ideas and organization than on the grammar and spelling. At this point, the instructor can also utilize peer feedback. Students exchange papers and provide each other with comment on the paper's content. If peer commentary is used, it is best to use some kind of structured feedback form. And then the next is proofreading and editing. Before the final draft is turned in for evaluation, students should, of course, write for mistakes in spelling or grammar and so forth. Students can help each other to proofread and edit it. Also, the instructor should keep his or her involvement to a minimum. In developing independent writers, it is important that students learn to proofread and edit on their own as much as possible. Then the next is kind of the test. Number one, proficiency test. A proficiency test is not intended to be limited to any one course, curriculum, or single skills in the language. Proficiency tests have traditionally consisted of standardized multiple choice items on grammar, vocabulary, reading comprehension, oral comprehension, and sometimes a sample of writing. Number two is diagnostic test. A diagnostic test is designed to diagnose a particular aspect of a language. A diagnostic test in pronunciation might have the purpose of determining which phonological features of English are difficult for a learner and should therefore become a part of a curriculum. And then number three is placement test. A placement test typically includes a sampling of material to be conferred in the curriculum, and it thereby provides an indication of the point at which the student will find a level or class to be neither too easy nor too difficult, but appropriately challenging. And then number four, achievement test. An achievement test is related directly to classroom lessons, units, or even a total curriculum. Achievement tests are limited to particular material covered in a curriculum within a particular time frame and are offered after a course has covered the objective in question. And then the last is aptitude test. A language aptitude test is designed to measure a person's capacity or general ability to learn a foreign language and to be successful in that undertaking. Aptitude tests are considered to be independent of a particular language. Okay, that's all from us. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.